Hey, sweethearts. I don't know if anybody is going to be um logging on in the next bit. I've got maybe Hi kitty. I've got about 20 minutes or something until my dinner is done, and I am so done with today already. I mean, granted, it's like almost midnight now, and so when we're talking like what is recognized as the 19th of January, it is technically done already, but I don't know, I feel like I'm done with this weekend. I am, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. So, okay. There's this government shutdown, which when I looked at the news, I was on the bus. It looks like they're hoping to reach a resolution. I don't know if anybody knows what's going on a bit more than I do. Feel free to comment or something. For my own anxieties, I try to keep my news intake mostly to Daily Show, maybe Stephen Colbert, and I know he's on Late Show now, but he still does stuff like that. So um but so yeah, that's so the 19th, that's when my food assistance renews. And of course, I got a double payment because we're not sure if February is going to it's only paid up through February, and they just wanted to make sure everybody got theirs because crap and stuff. And I started out this day thinking, okay, well, I know how to budget myself well enough. I've already got a whole lot of foods and oh shit. But I'm getting refills for not that one. This one. I'm doing that on Monday. So that would be the 21st. This is for my allergies, and on the good side, I've got somewhere. There's the eye drops, and the nasal spray is. Usually, I only need the nasal spray and eye drops seasonally, which means about mid-spring through early autumn. But then what happens? What happens then is this I use pretty much daily all year round, and because I'm allergic to everything. I'm allergic to dust, I'm allergic to pollens, I'm allergic to grasses, I'm allergic to ragweed. Well, that's pollen. I'm not allergic to animals. That is that is the one group of things that I'm not allergic to. I just need to make myself a suit of cats, and I can brave the woods. That's one of the things that I don't like about a lot of other pagan groups is because there's a lot of pagan groups, and they love to do their outdoorsy shit and camping, and I'm just like, my kind of camping is I dress up like Oscar Wilde and I sing Noel Coward songs. No, I don't do like the cabin in the woods or the tent. Oh god, tents are even worse. I hate tents so much. But that wasn't happening. So okay, I started out today thinking, okay, I know how to budget myself. I've already got a shit ton of food. I go and do the food pantry. Oh shit, I gotta do that next Thursday. So this coming Thursday. Okay, and I need to get more of these. Gotta call my doctor about this shit. So this goes with the rest of the shit that needs to be refilled. And then what happens? So I get up and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go take in the recycling. And Ypsilanti, I don't even know what the hell was going on with this, but some kind of state thing that Ipsy would qualify for a grant for, but the recycling station was, by some technicality, and this wasn't even like where they do the recycling. This is just like the drop-off station where you drop off your recyclables, and and because my building does not have recycling bins, I choose to go take my recycling in to the drop-off station. So I was all ready to do that. There was not a scheduled closing, but there was snow today, and for some reason the recycling station decided to take a snow day. I went onto their website and it said something about like they were going to be closed on Monday for Martin Luther King Day, and it's like, okay, that happens anyway. I mean, and plus, like, you're not even usually open on Mondays, so okay, great. You're telling us that you're not going to be there, like, even like more than you're not usually there on Mondays. That's nice. But it said nothing about today, so my guess is they just decided to take a snow day for some reason. And then what happens? So I had nowhere to dump my recyclables, and I could not take them home. Like, not only was I planning to use the shopping cart for something, but like it was at a point because of the holidays, and that threw off everybody's schedule to be able to do anything because of the bus, and the recycling station. That wasn't open during the um, Xmas and the New Year's Day and shit. So, like, I've been slowly bringing my recycling in, and I figured, okay, there's 2 days this week. I can take almost the last of it, and I'm not going to be able to this coming week because Monday I have to see my psychiatrist. Oh shit, no, that's MLK Day, so I'm not going to be able to pick up my mail. Fuck. I'll get to that in a minute, why that is a fuck. So then what happens is so right across the street from the recycling station is a Big B coffee, and I do like Big B coffee. I like it better than Starbucks, but it's like that one, which is like, oh god, so it's out on Ellsworth and Platt, I believe. So that is a bit out of the way for me, and then what happens is so I haven't been there for a while, so I had like halfway to a free one on my little loyalty card, but then my points expired because I hadn't been there for so long, and then what happens? I don't know. Oh yeah, after so at Big B Coffee, the young man there who was taking my order, he was basically listening to me whinge about the what's it called? The recycling station not being open, and so he basically gave me permission to use the recycling dumpster in that little plaza there, and thankfully nobody was trying to tell me not to. So but I did have a great line planned for if somebody did tell me not to. It was like, this is from Big B, which he said was okay to say, and they're like, well, what are their and so if somebody had, which they did not, unfortunately, but I had a great line planned out, so if they instead got there and they asked, so what do you got Domino's there for at the Big B? Yeah, because of the empty pizza boxes. I was going to say, oh, you don't know what goes on at Big B, sir. Or ma'am, whichever. Kind of citizen. But yeah, then what happened was, so I dumped off my recycling in somebody's else's containers, which was, you gotta do it, right? Because I could not bring it home. Like, this was why I checked the website before I left, and why I checked it again when I got there and saw that they were closed, but for some reason they took a snow day, so I left a little nasty note on their Twitter about this, because that's, oh shit, I forgot these. Ah, fuck it. I got a new bottle today. I'll just do that later. So then what happened? So I got on the bus and I went from the stop outside Bigby. Let's say that's right here. And so then we had to go all around this happy shit. Like, we stopped by the mall and then, back up on Industrial. And let's say this here is Industrial. So, and it was somewhere around the mall area where I read the news to the driver on the 6th today. And oh god, I'm so glad. Like, he says that, like, somehow, like, the times that like the timestamps that they have, so there are bus stops where drivers are scheduled to be at certain times, and they are encouraged to make these times, but it is never accurate for the 6th. Never. It is never accurate for the 6th. It doesn't matter what the weather is like. For the 6th, you have to plan, to get the one before the one that, like, say you have to be at an appointment. I don't know what the hell is on the 6th, but say you have a doctor's appointment and for some reason you're taking the 6th to get there, and your appointment is at 4, and it's even like there's even a 6 stop right outside your doctor. Oh wait, there's the chiropractor. I think there's a chiropractor on the 6th. So you're going to get a chiropractor and your appointment is at 4. You have, even though that there is a bus stop right outside that chiropractor, and I don't know if there actually is, but say, hypothetically, your chiropractor's right there. There's a 6 stop right here. Right outside the door, there's a 6 stop. It'll get you right there. You have to go, there's a 6 stop scheduled, like right at 10 minutes to 4. That's going to be right there. And that is a scheduled stop. You still have to get the one that is scheduled to be there at 3:20, because the one that's going to be there at 10 till, that's not going to be there at 10 till. That might be there at just at 4. So so yeah, like, even the 6 driver, he's like, no, I've even driving the 6, like, it's never, we can never make those times on the 6 route, which kind of makes me wonder why they don't, just fix the times for the 6 routes to make everything easier for people who have to take the 6. But that's another story for another time. So I'm talking to the guy driving the 6, and then what? Then I have to go and I'm gonna throw this away. Hi, kitty. So then what happens? I get on the 6. Even though I took the 5 there, I got back on the 6 because I wanted to go to Lucky's Market, which is this grocery store that I'm pretty sure they're owned by the same people who own Fresh Time, which is Fresh Time is on the 4 route, but for some reason, just because their apps are almost identical. But then what happens is, so Lucky Market for some reason is hooked up to the Ibotta rebate app, and I figured, okay, everybody sees humor now. So I figured, okay, I'm going to do the thing and get some rebates from Lucky Market for a change, because the way that they do it there with the Ibotta is they want you to hook up your loyalty card to the app. And I only signed up with email for their loyalty card. Okay, so I don't have a physical card. I signed up for the loyalty card using the app and email. So, and it really wants you to, take a picture of your loyalty card to, scan the barcode onto there. So I basically had to email the Ibotta people to put my my loyalty card number into the Ibotta app. So I was pretty much just going to Lucky Market just on principle that I went through all these hoops just to hook it up, to get the rebates on there. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to recycling. This will be my time going to Lucky Market because I am there occasionally, not very often, just because they're on the 6 route, and so which is a little bit out of the way for me, unless I'm going to the what's that called? The thrift shops first, so like usually the only time I go to Lucky Market is when I go to the thrift shops first, and then they're like right there at the end of the walk down the street from the thrift shops, and it's like, okay, it's about lunchtime. I can stop in and grab something at the grocery store. It'll be a little cheaper than a restaurant, thing. So yeah, I got into Lucky Market, did some grocery shopping. Wasn't a huge round of shopping, but they this is a thing that bothers me was like when it first showed up, they promised to be because that used to be a Farmer Jack at that same location, but then Farmer Jack closed down. But then what happened? So I didn't really get all that much today, but their pricing is easily comparable to Whole Foods. The only things I've gotten there before were Fancy Pants chocolate bars because it is so fucking hard for me to have chocolate with a soy allergy, at least like American chocolate. So okay, they have this big round brick in a tub of butter, the farm fresh butter. That is actually like maybe about $1 cheaper than it is at Kroger. So okay, that was, but still it was $8.50. So then I got a live basil and a live oregano. Those were $3 each. Okay, the Alexa oven fries I got. Actually, no, that those were on sale. That wasn't easily comparable to Kroger. Okay, actually, yeah, looking at what I got, wait, raw and unfiltered, what? Raw and unfiltered what? Raw and unfiltered W, and it was $8. What the hell? So let's see, there's my, it's marked grocery. What the hell is this? I'm gonna find it out. Whether else's stuff on the rack, on the conveyor. Okay, the cocktail sauce. Oh, that's right. There's $6 for the little cocktail sausages that I had a rebate for. It's like, again, that's like the only times I buy meat is when there's a rebate for it. Okay, I guess that was 2 pounds of the apples. Oh shit, that's what put me over. Was the Brussels sprouts. They were $3 a pound. I did not realize that, and it was almost 3 pounds. Son of a bitch. Okay, but I did get coupons, so I pulled up my loyalty card from the Ibotta app, and it still hasn't figured out through. But yeah. So after Lucky Market, then what did I do? I pulled up the bus app to wait for the bus, and I think my food is done, and I just gotta tighten the I have to tighten the spring on my No? Okay, it's actually operable. Okay. That's so it's still running. It's just apparently I wasn't doing this as long as I thought. So yeah, after Lucky Market, I pulled up the phone app for the bus routes, and it's usually accurate for when they're what? the time. So it's usually fairly accurate about the GPS time. It's just like, don't count on the 6 to be on time, when it's supposed to be. You're always gonna expect the 6 to be 10 minutes later than it should be when, you first queue it up. So I figured, okay, it looks like there is, so there was about 40 minutes between me getting on the bus that is like right across the street from Lucky Market. So that would be the bus back. The one that got there was right in front of the store. So right across the street, there was a bus stop, but that was going to be about 30, 40 minutes. But up around the corner is the Salvation Army, and the bus stop for Lucky Market, or across the street from Lucky Market going back home. So the one right across the street from me, once I got out of the store, was that was in front of a CVS. So I could either kill time in CVS for 30, 35 minutes before the bus is due, and then it's the 6th. So you figure, let's add, plus it's snowing, so you got to add on at least another 10 minutes. This makes sense so far. So I figure, okay, it's going to be a lot more interesting and socially acceptable to go loiter at the Salvation Army, where, I could just decide not to buy anything. Whereas if you go and you're wandering around CVS for half an hour, people are going to be looking at you, especially when you're wearing a leather jacket. And I had on a let's see, I had on like 3 scarves, plus this bandana under one of the scarves. And, there's my, what's it called? My backpack with the Haxa cat design from crap. I forget her name. I forget the artist's name. But it basically says witch in Swedish. And so yeah, I've got, my big occult looking backpack and a big leather jacket and the bondage O-ring belt and skinny jeans and boots up to my knees. Not my dogs, because it's snowing. So yeah, I'm like, you go in Ann Arbor and you're loitering in CVS for that long, people are going to be watching you. People are going to be watching you, and it's not like I'm going to steal anything from CVS, at least not today. Nothing I was planning to do. But yeah. So then what happens? So I figure, okay, it's going to be, a lot more interesting and a lot more socially acceptable to go loiter at Salvation Army for the next 30, 35 minutes or so. But then I was thinking, okay, there's a bus stop like right out the side of the Salvation Army as well. So I'll just go to that stop. Now, unfortunately, it took me about an hour and a half to figure this out because what's it called? The website for the Ann Arbor Transportation Authority barely works. At least the mobile version, it barely works. Like, you are lucky to get it to load on your phone at all, basically. So that's why you got to rely on the transit app. So the transit app did not have this information either, because it doesn't get information about detours. So there is some road work going on State Street, and so the stop at the Salvation Army was at State and Stimson, whereas at Lucky Market it was on Industrial, but by the corner of Stimson. So I'm at the stop on Stimson at the corner of State, which is outside the Salvation Army. Even more, to the point, see, the AATA absolutely did not put that goddamn plastic, it's more like a tarp. It's like this big orange tarp kind of bag that they put over the bus stops so that people know this stop is not operable during the detour. So there was no physical indication that the bus stop was not being used. There was, no indication on the app, and to make matters, just as goofy, I guess, because the website, the mobile site barely loads, and you're lucky to get it to do what you want when you can get it to load. So it took me about a good hour and a half before I had confirmation. Keep in mind, it is snowing. It is windy and snowing. It is 19 degrees Fahrenheit. I am not a happy camper. Like, I keep going in and then coming back out of the Salvation Army store like 3 times before I just like before I can finally get it to load, because there is I finally found the sweet spot in the Salvation Army where I can get the Wi-Fi from the produce station outside there, which is this fancy pants grocery store that absolutely does not take food stamps. Trust me, I've tried. Which just seems so curious to me that the Salvation Army is right there, but then you've got this fancy pants anti-poor people grocery store like right next door to the Salvation Army. So I find a sweet spot to get my to get the Wi-Fi, so that not only will the website load, I also finally got it to do what I want, which was tell me about what the hell is going on with the 6. Why have I not seen a 6 stop here in the last hour and a half? And it's true. There was a detour. So that stop was not operable, but they did not give us any physical indication at the stop. So they did not put the little orange bag over the stop like they're supposed to, like they do every other time of the year when there's stops not being used due to construction shit. So at that point, I gave up. I pretty much spent the majority of my money that I had on me. If I'm lucky, I can make money happen for laundry. But at the current time, I officially have no laundry money. I'm going to have to make it happen somehow. How? I don't know, because I'm not leaving the house tomorrow. I am not leaving the house tomorrow. I hurt too much from standing out in the snow for combined about an hour. God. And I am just saying fuck it with this, like today was supposed to be a fast day, and I'm just like, no, I'm having my goddamn potatoes. And oh god, no, I gotta tighten that spring. This is yeah. So I mean, it's moving. It's not moving as fast as it should be, because looking at the timer on here, I've been at this almost 10 minutes, and it's saying right now that we've got 6 more minutes to go. And I'm like, no, maybe, I don't know. All I know is that the potatoes are done. I've reheated my my barbecue pulled pork. I reheated it on a cast iron pan because I do not have a working microwave. I have not had a working microwave since June, I want to say. Maybe July. It was definitely before Isaac left. But yeah, I am just I'm so done with today. So yeah, like, recycling station took a snow day for some reason. Who knows? I guess it was official recycling station snow day today. So recycling station took a snow day. The AATA, like, this is like, oh god. Like, the fact that they did not bag that stop that is not going to be used while there's construction going on State Street, that's like that is negligent. I mean, I know Ann Arbor has made it clear that they do not like the fact that there are poor and disabled people, within a stone's throw of their hoity-toity town, but like this just takes it all. I'm just like, I am, if I have any serious injury from this, so I'm keeping an eye on my feet, and I know my toes looked okay for a bit while I was clipping them at the camera, but it's like, you can't be for certain. And but yeah, it's like if my back, because I seriously, like, my back is what is the worst right now. Like, I kind of have feeling in my toes again. And mind, I got in I got home about 4 hours ago, and I'm only just now having feeling in my toes again. But yeah, I gave up. So, I get the cripple pass, the A ride pass. On the good side, you are able to make a same day request for a ride. This is why I have no laundry quarters right now. I may have enough to wash the clothes, may not have enough to dry them. But then what happens? So yeah, I called the A ride, and you can get a same day trip scheduled where somebody comes with the car, or in this case, today it was the it was the big handicap bus that's got the chairlift, and the lady was really nice. The lady who was driving today, she was really nice about using the chairlift for my shopping cart. And my shopping cart is folded up, but it is right there. There's the one. It's the one that's folded up there. I took the big cart. That's the small cart. The small is, I don't know. I didn't use that today. I used the big cart because I was taking in recycling. So yeah, she was really nice about bringing up the big cart on the chairlift. But yeah, it's they will not, like, they're not allowed to. There's sometimes you get a nice driver who will bend the rules because, you know, it's fucking snowing. But yeah, she had somebody that she had to pick up right after me, and I guess he's a regular, but she's like, you know, it's kind of a you know, 50-50 whether he's going to be whether he's going to need to be picked up at around that time. So but yeah, so yeah, she had somebody to get after me, but she wasn't sure if he'd be ready at that time. But yeah, so unfortunately, when you do a same day call, so if you make a 24-hour advance call, they will take the A ride to and from Ypsilanti, which is where I live. Unfortunately, same day calls do not work that way. Same day calls can only go within the Ann Arbor city limits, which is dick. So, oh shit, damn it, forgot about this toaster. Fuck. Okay. It's been worse than that. So then what happens? Apologies about the mess, but trust me, I've had worse burns than that. Okay, so I make same day call for the A ride, and then what happens is so the farthest that she can take me, because she's got the other person that she's probably going to be waiting for, and it really did look like she did want to bring me home, just because it's goddamn snowing and it's terrible and life sucks and crap and stuff. So, you know, I trust her when she said that. You know, she really did. You know, like, she even has like extra blankets for the passengers, you know, when she's en route that day. You know, like, she was just so sweet. And she did look genuinely sorry that, you know, she couldn't, you know, bend the time to pick up the other guy to bring me, like, home, since I'm really not that far into Ypsi. It's not like I'm asking for a ride up to, I don't know, oh shit, what's that neighborhood? Like Ohio Street or something. Like, that is way the fuck out. Technically Ypsi Township, but, what was I doing? All right. So then what happens is, so she can only take me as far as Arborland, which is okay. I was able to get the 4 from there, but I am I'm officially done with today. I got the 4 there, and I still had to drag my shopping cart, so it's unfolded and it's full of groceries. Okay, here we start a new bag of plastic bags for the recycling, and I have no idea where the hell my little pancake turner thing went. I know people usually call it a spatula, but this is a spatula. Oh crap, it's under dishes. Oh, whatever. Tongs. So yeah, then what happens is, oops. Oh well. I'll deal with it later. So I got on the 4 to get home, but I still had to drag my cart in the area of about a block length to my apartment, and then take it up the 2 flights of stairs to my unit, because that is just the kind of day I'm having today. And I'm at a point where I am just like in so much physical pain. I am just like exhausted, and I could not afford to call a Lyft. Like, trust me, like the same day A ride was $4. And if I'm having to like pull out laundry quarters to pay $4, then trust me, I cannot I cannot call for a Lyft or an Uber, like, trust me. I just, like, no, that is like, oh God. I don't know why people ask me if I can, why I don't just take an Uber to Detroit or something. It's like, honey, I can barely scrape together, I can barely scrape together like $2 and change for using the night ride at the end of the night in Ann Arbor to get myself home. What makes you think that I can, shit, somebody, oh God, I was hoping to vend at this little pagan outing thing in Flint. I was hoping to vend at that, and the young lady who was organizing that, she was actually fairly sweet about it, but still she asked, since I mentioned that I would need to have a friend basically give me a ride for gas money. And I probably wouldn't even be able to pay him back until after I'd vended somewhat at the event. And so she then asks, well, have you thought about taking an Uber or a Lyft? So just to humor her, I looked up how much that would have cost. I looked up the estimate cost for that. And okay, yeah, it's a little bit further to take one into, is it? I don't know. It's not a huge difference between Flint and Detroit from Ypsilanti. And the estimate from Ypsilanti to Flint for an Uber or a Lyft was $60. I don't know why people think when I am, saying like, I need somebody to give me a ride for, basically for gas money, or I need to plan going to Detroit or whatever far enough in advance to be able to get a what's that thing called? an Amtrak or Greyhound fare there. Then they suggest, oh, well, why didn't you just call an Uber? Like, bitch, that is like so much more money. That costs so much more money. Okay, I think I'm done with this. I was hoping at the beginning of the day, because the 19th of January is Edgar Allan Poe's birthday, or the anniversary of said. I was hoping to maybe do an impromptu Poe reading sort of thing, but at this point I'm just like, fuck it. I am done with this weekend. I'm done already. I'm not even leaving the house tomorrow. Though part of that is just as a matter of my own personal well-being, just to make sure that I am not injured from, that criminal negligence at the bus stop. They really need to bag that fucking thing. I left several nasty Twitters about it, so hopefully somebody's going to get a hold of me about that, because that is obscene. They owe me a book of A-Ride tickets for that.